Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Night Ghost Stories on a Sunday as nature intended. Here we are in the library. We've got the fire on tonight because it is girt chilly up here. What are we reading? We are still reading this brilliant Haunted Places of Scotland, second edition. I didn't know what this book was going to be like. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So, looking forward to cracking on with that. What are we drinking tonight? Well, we've got another one of the Beer 52 subscription beers. This is called Big Smoke by the brewing company London, apparently, established brew company London, LDN. Anyway, Universal. It's called Big Smoke Universal Session IPA. 4.3%, so it's not exactly a lightweight. It says Big Smoke Brewing Company, Unit D3, Sandown Industrial Estate, Esher, Surrey, KT10 8BL UK. I'm just trying to read what the rest of it is. www.bigsmokebrew.co.uk at Big Smoke Brew. Ingredients: water, malted barley, wheat, hops, and yeast. Doesn't really say anything else. Suitable for vegans. I'm a vegetarian, but that's still good. Brewed and canned by Big Smoke Brewing Company. Now that's not really saying anything more. Bringing people together since 2014. Anyway, so there we go. So we're just topping up the magnificent Rush beer glass again. What do you know? We haven't even started reading a book, and already we have a dead soldier. And Run VT.
Oh, it's jolly nice of you. Hello, dead soldier. Seen plenty of those in my time.
And what are we washing it down with? We are washing it down with the last of the Western Gold, which I've got to say I liked immensely. In fact, I liked it so immensely, I went out and bought another bottle today, given this one's running out. So let's just top up the shot glass here. I get the funny feeling I know what's going to happen here. Oh my goodness me, we are going to have to sip the top of that off, but haven't even started reading a ghost story yet. For the second time tonight, another dead soldier, and Run VT.
Oh, it's jolly nice of you. Hello, dead soldier. Seen plenty of those in my time.
It's me. The battlefield casualties tonight are shocking. If I'm just going to sip a bit of that. Oh, right. Oh, and His Royal Derpiness has just joined us. Good Lord. You're very warm. You've been by the radiator, haven't you? Right. No getting up on the desk. Right. Invergarry Castle. Perched on the rock of the Raven, the slogan of the family. Invergarry Castle is an impressive, ruinous tower house of the Clan Ranald branch of the MacDonalds. The old, they've got the beer coughs. The old stronghold has an eventful history and was burnt in 1654 by Cromwell, changed hands several times during the Jacobite risings, and was finally torched by the Butcher Duke of Cumberland after being visited by Bonnie Prince Charlie. The Glengarry Castle Hotel stands on the site of a later mansion. The old castle is said to have had a brownie, although possibly a green lady or a growgrak. Glengarry Hotel opened end of March to beginning of November. Ruin can be seen from the grounds of hotel. The interior of the castle is in a dangerous condition. Telephone number, website, right. I'm sure we read some of these from last time, but we'll sail through them. Derpy's asleep on my arm here, never mind. Inverness Castle. Virtually nothing survives of the medieval royal castle of Inverness, once one of the most important fortresses in Scotland, and with a long, turbulent history of sieges and intrigue. The castle was in a poor state of repair when used by government forces before the Battle of Culloden in 1746, which is 5:45. And the building was blown up by retreating Jacobites. An impressive baronial building of 1835, housing the sheriff court and police, stands on the site of the old castle. It is said that Malcolm Canmore destroyed a stronghold of Macbeth at Inverness in 1057, and that an apparition of Duncan, dressed in all his kingly finery, has been seen walking along the banks of the Ness near the site of the castle, presumably based on Duncan being murdered here, as described in Shakespeare's Scottish play. Exhibition open in summer. Sorry, Derps, you are sat on my arm. God, my tinnitus is terrible tonight. It's a consequence of the old, but no. Some days it's noticeable. Other days it's quite overpowering. So anyway, in the magnificent Rush beer glass, thank you, viewers Kirsten and Steve in the United States. Cheers, me beers. I'd say that beer is quite flowery. Inverquharity Castle. Inverquharity Castle was built by the Ogilvies about 1420. One of the family, Alexander, was smothered at Finhaven Castle by his sister in 1446, while another Alexander was captured after the Battle of Philiphaugh in 1645, while fighting for the Marquis of Montrose, and he was beheaded in Glasgow. Inverquharity is said to have been haunted by a Sir John Ogilvie. Desiring the beautiful daughter of the local miller, John White, Ogilvie had her father hanged when she refused him, then raped her and her mother. The local priest prayed for vengeance, and Ogilvie was struck down dead, although his ghost is said to have so plagued the castle that it had to be abandoned. Such is the story anyway. What a horrible man. These days he'd be a Reform MP or a Reform councillor, but and if you're watching and you are somebody who is associated with Reform, I think you know what you can do with yourself. I'll draw you a diagram or use your imagination. Slange me, everybody. I don't know if you can see this. Look, he is absolutely perched on my lap. Iona. Situated on the beautiful and peaceful island of Iona, the abbey occupies the site of St. Columba's Monastery, founded in 563. Columba is believed to have converted the Picts of mainland Scotland to Christianity and died in 597. His shrine within the abbey buildings dates from the 9th century. The abbey was abandoned after raids by the Norsemen, and one ghost story dates from this time. It is said that apparitions of longships and their marauding Norseman crew have been seen at White Sands, reputedly the spot where Vikings slew the abbot and 15 monks in 986. They then went on to plunder and burn the abbey buildings. Other tales relate that monks, any of them called Harry, let's find out, have also been seen at other places on the island dressed in brown robes. Their ghostly presences are believed to have been caused when many of the stone crosses said to mark their graves were cast down and thrown into the sea during the Reformation. The appearance of the monks is said to be accompanied by strange twinkling blue lights. Although much was lost, the magnificent St. Martin's Cross and St. John's Cross, the latter a replica, the original is reconstructed and displayed in the Infirmary Museum, stand just outside the church, and the Infirmary Museum houses a splendid collection of sculptured stones and crosses, one of the largest collections of early Christian carved stones in Europe. Many of the early kings of Scots are buried in Relig Odrain, Oran's cemetery by the Street of the Dead, as well as kings of Ireland, France and Norway. 48 Scottish, 8 Norwegian and 4 Irish kings, or so the tales go. Among the kings buried here are both Duncan and Macbeth, as well as the lords of the Isles. The chapel of St. Oran also survives. The abbey was re-established by Queen Margaret, wife of Malcolm Canmore, in the 11th century, and it flourished until the Reformation, when it was abandoned and the buildings became ruinous, although the church was used into the 17th century. The abbey church was rebuilt from 1899 to 1910, and the cloister was restored in 1936 for the Iona community, and it is possible to stay at the abbey. Also on the island is the Scythian Moor. Also on the island is the Scythian Moor, the fairy mound, and it is said that soft music can often be heard coming from the knoll. Historic Scotland open all year daily ferry from Fionfort, £, so I get the feeling that means you're going to have to pay for it. No cars on Iona. Walk to the Abbey. Telephone number, website. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, these are all beautifully short. What a fabulously weighted book. Anyway, slange me by everybody. Oh, lovely. Cheers, me beers. Oh, delicious. Oh, that honey liqueur is lovely. Jedburgh Castle Jail and Museum. The castle jail stands on the site of an ancient castle which was occupied by the English from 1346, which is about 1:45, until 1409, which is about 10 minutes past 2, when it was retaken by the Scots and demolished. The castle jail, built in 1823 and now a museum, is a Howard Reform prison, and the only one of its kind now remaining in Scotland. The museum recreates life in the jail using costume figures and replica. The museum recreates life in the jail using costume figures and replica prison furniture, and there are displays on local history in the jailer's house. Malcolm the Maiden died at the castle in 1165. Alexander III was married to the young and beautiful Yolande de Dreux in the hall of the castle in 1285, after his first wife and children had predeceased him. A ghostly apparition at the marriage feast warned of Alexander's impending death. This was a terrifying figure clad in a hooded shroud and with a death mask, like a grinning corpse. At first, it was thought that the figure was part of some joke or sick entertainment. But when the figure was tackled and wrestled to the ground, all that was left was the shroud and ghastly mask. The ghostly apparition was apparently witnessed several times and was always the harbinger of death. The prediction, of course, came true when, not long afterward, Alexander fell with his horse from a cliff and was killed at Kinghorn. Also see Kinghorn Castle, on his way to see his new bride. You don't see his new bride. I think we know what they mean by see, wink, his new bride. The jail buildings are also said to be haunted, and there are many reports of apparitions and unexplained manifestations, including a phantom piper who has been witnessed on the battlements, and many mysterious lights. The jail has had several paranormal investigations, and during filming for Most Haunted, several strange incidents were reported, not least pebbles being thrown at one of the investigators, furniture being moved about, equipment stopping working for no reason in the same spot, and the mysterious sounds of breathing. Other manifestations which have been reported over the years include unexplained footsteps, breathing or whistling, feeling as if someone or something is pushing past, the sounds of cell doors being closed or creaking, mysterious lights and flashing lights, smoke, and extremely uncomfortable or unpleasant feelings. Open late March to October daily, telephone number, website. A paranormal investigation was undertaken in May 2008 by The Ghost Club, website address, and in May 2005 and September 2006 by Borders Paranormal Group, website address. Featured in Living TV's Most Haunted, Series 11, 2008. Oh my goodness me. See again, 2008, I still think, well, that's still relatively the recent past. 18 years ago, where does the time go, everybody? It's just terrifying, it really is. Anyway, cheers me beers. Oh, you enjoying yourself, Derpy? Slange. Are we going to sit down? Are we going to sit down and settle down? Johnston Lodge, Anne Struther, as opposed to Anne Summers. Johnston Lodge, a townhouse of 1829, was said to be haunted. In the 19th century, it was the home of a George Darcy, who married Princess Tetuan Marama. Read that again. In the 19th century, it was the home of a George Darcy, who married Princess Tetuan Marama, a Tahitian princess. The two lived here, although she found the climate inhospitable, and when she died, she was buried in the kirkyard, a memorial on the south wall of the church commemorating her, full stop. After her death, the apparition of Tetuan was reported in many of the rooms of Johnston Lodge, as well as on a balcony, and she has been described as a black lady. The building has been converted into flats. You surprise me. Oh, just Johnston, and I'm suddenly thinking of Boris Johnson. Oh, what a grim thought. Anyway, what are we up to, Derp? 20 minutes and 48 seconds. So slange me, bar. Cheers me, beers. Johnstown Burn House. Johnston Burn House. Yeah, is it Johnston? Johnstown. Yeah, we'll call it Johnston Burn. Johnston Burn House. Johnston Burn House, a romantic old mansion, probably dates from 1623 or earlier, although it was altered and extended in later years, including in 1863 when it was given a large castellated block. The lands were held by the Johnstons from around 1250, but had gone to the Borthwick family by the beginning of the 17th century or earlier. Johnston Burn passed to the Browns and then to the Ushers from 1884. who were noted whiskey blenders. The house was used as a hotel for some years, but is now a private residence again. There is reputedly a tunnel from the building to Sutra Hill, which is about 2 miles away. The house is said to have a ghost, the spirit of a lady, although it is said to be gentle rather than especially frightening. And there are accounts of a strange presence in one of the bedrooms. Oh, you dated her as well, have you? Bum, bum, bum. Right, let's have a bit more of the old beer, Derpy. Isn't that bizarre? I've just had a random memory flash into my mind, which I haven't thought about in 3 years. Funny the way the brain works, or in my case doesn't. But anyway, cheers me beers. Came Hill School, Aberdeen. At least one account has the primary school haunted by the apparition of a lady clad in grey and with a veil obscuring its face. That's all it says. Aberdeen School, telephone number, Keyville House Hotel. The mansion dates from 1873, although it replaced an earlier building, and the lands were held by the Lindsays in the 17th century and later by the Berkeley family. After World War II, Keyville was used as the Martha Frews Children's Home, but this closed and the building is now a fine hotel. The house is said to be haunted by the ghost of a boy. Unexplained footsteps have reputedly been heard in the corridors, as well as by the ghost of a lady. The boy is said to have been one of those who lived here during the time the building was used as a children's home. Hotel, telephone number, website. That doesn't scan right. The house is said to be haunted by the ghost of a boy. Unexplained footsteps having reputedly been heard in the corridors, as well as by the ghost of a lady. Right. Unexplained footsteps have reputedly been heard in the corridors, as well as by the ghost of a lady. That's implying that the footsteps are heard by the ghost of a lady. That should read, the house is said to be haunted by the ghost of a boy, unexplained footsteps having reputedly been heard in the corridor, as well as the ghost of a lady. It's context, folks. Anyway, let's have another beer. Itchy neck. What are we up to, Derpy? 26 minutes. You're going to get up and you're going to settle down. Don't get up in front of the Mac. Slange. Kelly Castle. A splendid and imposing castle with a magnificent garden famous for its old roses. Kelly dates from the 16th and 17th centuries and was built by the Oliphants. Oh, clever animals, aren't they? The property passed to the Erskines, then in 1878 was leased to James Lorimer, who proceeded to restore it. Indeed, the ghost of Lorimer is said to have been seen seated in one of the corridors. Sir Robert Lorimer, his son, the famous architect and garden designer, spent most of his childhood here. A turnpike stair in the castle is reputedly haunted by the ghost of Anne Erskine, who is said to have died when she fell from one of the upstairs windows, presumably committing suicide. It is not clear who this Anne was, although the wives of both the third and fourth... It is not clear who this Anne was, although the wives of both the third and the fourth Earl, who held the property in the 17th century, were called Anne, nor is the reason why she chose to end her life recorded. Her apparition is rarely reported, but it is said that her footsteps have often been heard on the stair. Indeed, it is even reported that a pair of dainty red shoes can sometimes be seen hastily ascending the stairs, although there are no legs or body to go with them. In 1970, Kelly passed into the care of the National Trust for Scotland. National Trust for Scotland, National Trust for Scotland, Castle and Garden, open early April to May, Friday to Tuesday, close Wednesday and Thursday, June to August, daily, September to October, and April to May, close Wednesday and Thursday. Telephone number, website. What are we up to? Trying to have a look here, Derps. Oh, 27 minutes. Not quite half time. Slange. I should point out, I was up at stupid this morning. Well, him waking me up with his meh, 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 feed me. And then I thought, well, I'm really not going to get a lie in. So I fed him, obs, and then fired up the Macs and carried on working. Cleared a very complex artwork job today. It's been one of these artwork jobs that I think to myself, well, I'm sure I'll get it finished by Friday. And Friday comes and I'm like, no, I haven't finished it yet, but incredibly complex, but very good, he said modestly. Right, Kelvin House Hotel, Glenluce. Located in the heart of the quiet village, the Kelvin House Hotel was built in 1770 and is a comfortable and welcoming hotel. The building is said to be haunted by a ghost. The beer burps at 28 minutes and 10 seconds. There we go. Let's start again, shall we? Kelvin House Hotel, Glenluce. Located in the heart of the quiet village, the Kelvin House Hotel was built in 1770 and is a comfortable and welcoming hotel. The building is said to be haunted by a ghost spotted dressed in a deerstalker and accompanied by a smell of sandalwood. The bogle is reputed to be friendly rather than frightening. Hotel, telephone number, website address. What are we up to? 29 minutes. We are rapidly heading towards half time here. So cheers, me beers. And that's half time. Yeah, no, actually, we will do more, then we'll have half time. Kelvin Grove Art Gallery and Museum, Glasgow. The excellent gallery, located in a magnificent building of 1901, which was recently refurbished, has a fabulous collection of art and sculpture, including works by Giorgione, Georgion, how do you pronounce that? And Rembrandt, the French Impressionists, Post-Impressionists and Scottish artists from the 17th century to the present day. I'll read that again. Georgion. Okay. The excellent gallery, located in a magnificent building of 1901, which was recently refurbished, has a fabulous collection of art and sculpture, including works by Giorgion and Rembrandt, the French Impressionists, Post-Impressionists and Scottish artists from the 17th century to the present day. One area is devoted to the Glasgow style, with furniture by Charles Rennie Mackintosh and others. There are also exhibits on archaeology, ethnology and natural history, including Scottish wildlife. The building is said to be haunted, and there are stories of the phantom of a woman dressed in a ball gown being spotted on one of the upper stairs. Her identity has not been established, but it is said that the apparition is not frightening. Open all year, Monday to Saturday, 10 till 7, Sunday 11 till, sorry, open all year, Monday to Saturday, 10 till 5, Sunday 11 till 5, closed Christmas and New Year. Telephone number, website. Right, that's it. We are up to half time. I think we'll have unbump. Oh, delicious. Right, let's have the next beer tonight is the Patronus White Weiss beer. The Harry Potter sounding Patronus Weiss beer, although I don't think they should be drinking beer at Hogwarts. Having said that, though, I get the funny feeling most of the cast from Harry Potter are now probably in their mid-30s. What a depressing thought. Has time really marched on that much? Right, let's open this one up. A fresh bottle of the Western Gold honey. What a discovery this has been. Let's just top the old. Oh, lovely. Right. What have we been up to today? Not much. Did some shopping and then prepping for tonight's shows. I'm also going to have a rice cake because I did go down to Lidl and I remember thinking to myself, I need to buy, what did I need to buy in Lidl? And for some reason, I thought that what I meant to buy was sunflower seeds and completely forgot to get my wasabi snacks. So this is in lieu of my wasabi snack. So these are Lidl's Rivercoat lightly salted rice snacks, ideal for snacking. They're -1 when it comes to fat and salt, and they're -1 when it comes to saturates and sugars. So I'm guessing they're good for you. What else did we do today? No, that was it. I was hoping to do some gardening, but I was just locked into getting work done. Kept half an ear on the Liverpool game. Guess what? They bloody dropped points in the last seconds of the game yet again. Right. So what have we got coming up this week? Fingers crossed. I am hoping to go shopping with friend Faye on Tuesday. Looking forward to that. Wednesday, it's going to be a 2-reg walk, and the weather forecast for Wednesday looks beautiful. So Wednesday, it's Reg's choice of venue, my shout when it comes to the victuals. I am also hoping to have a catch up with friend Tara at some stage, friend Anne, friend Judith, long overdue, and friend Toby. So cheers, me beers. We've got some fan mail here. Goodness me, I can't read this out. Now, I did have a lovely meet-up with my old school friend Simon yesterday. Who I've known for checks notes, 50 years this year. Oh my goodness me, I can't be that old. I can't have friends that I've known for 50 years. Come on. Where are you off to, Derp? Oh, Derp's left my lap. I can finally move a bit. Sorry, I shouldn't eat when I'm broadcasting, but you never see them do this on 9 o'clock news. But I'm also hoping this week that if manure turns up, to do some work on friend Laura's allotment as well. So lots of positive things, quite frankly. These rice cakes are quite tasty, actually. I've also still got my Ramadan calendar to open. So we haven't opened the 14th yet. I'm just going to see what we've caught up with. 12th, have we done the 13th? I'm just having a look to see, have we done the 13th? I'm sure we have. I can't see a 13th, actually. We've got a 14th here. What do you do on Sunday night? Well, I tuned in to watch Sunday Night Ghost Stories, but I watched a confused man from Dudley checking his Ramadan. There we go, 13th. No, we haven't opened the 13th yet. So, and what do you know? The chocolate's missing. All right, 14th. There it is. It's hidden down there in the corner. Out you come, you little. There we go. What's the chocolate this time? I don't know what that is. Just a round thing. I'm gonna have the 15th to open up here. Oh, have we opened the 13th? Yeah, we did. Yeah. So the 15th up here. Oh, there's a chocolate. It's a camel. Lovely. So frankly, we is Gert starving at the moment. So when we've finished here, we'll be going downstairs. We'll be having some late supper and watching some Family Guy. This week, I will be playing catch up with Gardener's World, which is a new series that started, but I think that'll be tomorrow night. I think that's it. Let's just plug the phone back in. Shall we crack on with part 2 of the show tonight? Kemback House. Oh, that sounds horribly like, can't think what her name is now, a dreadful leader of the Tory party, Kemi Badenoch or whatever, Kemi Badenoch. Anyway, Kemback House. Kemback House, a handsome old house. Handsome old house. Probably dates from the beginning of the 18th century, but it was altered in 1907. The present house replaced an earlier building, possibly a castle or fortified house, which was a property of the Shivers family, and before that, the Grahams. Nearby Jura Den, the 16th century Daresey Bridge and the house are said to be haunted by a white lady. She is believed to be the wife of the Chivas Laird in the troubled times of the 17th century. Her husband was a Covenator. Had taken refuge in a cave in Duraden and was being hunted by the authorities. She brought him food, but she was eventually arrested, although she would not betray the whereabouts of her husband. The poor woman was taken to Daresey Bridge and there hanged. A chamber in Kemback House is known as the White Lady's Room. An alternative identity has been given to her as the wife of Miles Graham, who held the property in the 15th century. He was involved in the murder of James I in 1437. And again, in this version, she was interrogated as to where he was hiding. She did not reveal his hiding place after great sufferance and was executed. And she soon, she did. Oh yeah, again, I misread that completely. He was involved in the murder of James I in 1437, and again in this version, she was interrogated as to where he was hiding. She did reveal his hiding place after great sufferance, and he was executed, and she soon also died. The Chivas family lost the property in the 17th century, and Kemback was then held by the MacGills until 1906. The house is still occupied. Yeah, I keep wanting to call it Kemi Badenoch House. It's just all kinds of wrong, isn't it? Anyway, let's have some more of the beer. Cheers, me beers. Oh, lovely. Well, what do you know? A rare occasion. For the third time tonight, and Run VT.
Oh, it's jolly nice of you. Hello, dead soldier. Seen plenty of those in my time.
Indeed. The beer burps again. Do apologise. Pemcock Stone, Gowrock. Oh, let's get the beer burps out. Sorry, Kempock Stone, Gowrock. The Kempock Stone, which is about 6 foot tall, is also known as Granny's Kempock Stone, as it bears some resemblance to a cloaked and hooded old woman. That should be woman, not woman. The stone was used by fishermen in rituals to try to ensure good weather, fair winds, and a good catch of fish. People would walk around the stone 7 times carrying a basket of sand. The same ritual was used by betrothed and newly married couples for good luck and a productive marriage. In 1662, several women, including the 18-year-old Mary Lamont, or Lawmont, were accused of trying to throw the stone into the Clyde to destroy boats and ships, which would have been some feat, along with, rather less dramatically, attempting to steal milk by employing magic. Mary was accused of dancing around the stone, accompanied by the devil. She and several other women were accused of witchcraft and were apparently executed. There are stories that sometimes on the night of a full moon, ghostly figures can be seen circling the stone. Access at all reasonable times. We've got crumbs all over the MacBook. Right. It's rice cake crumbs. Cheers, me beers. Oh, lovely. Slange. Oh, lovely. Oh, God, I gotta say, this Western Honey Gold, Western Gold Honey. Oh, my goodness me. It may be my new favourite scotch. Anyway, Kilbride Castle. Built in the 16th century, Kilbride Castle is an attractive L-plan tower house incorporating older work and extended in around 1877. Kilbride was once held by the Graham Earls of Menteith, but was sold to the Campbells in 1669, one of whom, Sir Colin Lord Aberchill, was prominent in the activities against Rob Roy McGregor. Despite his best efforts, he had to pay back. Oh, it's been a long day, folks. Despite his best efforts, he had to pay blackmail to be left alone by the McGregors. The house is still occupied by the Campbells, and the gardens, which have been restored and developed, are open to the public. One story is that the castle and the grounds near the old chapel were haunted by a white lady. The story goes that Sir Malaise Graham, the Black Knight of Kilbride, was romantically entwined with Anne Chisholm of Cromlix. Graham grew weary of his lady, and the story goes that he cruelly murdered her and buried her. Graham grew weary of his lady, and the tale goes that he cruelly murdered her and buried her body in Kilbride Glen. Was she the bride that was killed? There we go. Her ghost, an apparition in a blood-stained, I think it is, her ghost, an apparition in a white blood-stained dress, is said to have been seen in the glen near the old chapel and at a window of the castle, and her restless bogle did not find peace until her remains were found and properly buried. Garden open to the public all year by appointment only, and occasionally as part of Scotland's Gardens scheme. Castle not open. Telephone number, website. I think we'll probably up to 49 seconds. Is that all? 49 seconds, 49 minutes. I thought we were a bit longer in the day, but all right, lovely. Slange. Kilcrennan. A cup-marked stone here is reputedly where a monk, is he called Harry? Let's find out, was sacrificed in early Christian times. An apparition of his decapitated body has reportedly been spotted here. That's all it said. Are we going to have another bit? I think we will have a bit more of the rice cakes. No, we're not. No. Discipline, man. This sounds like a James Bond plot. This does. Kildalton Castle. Kildalton Castle is a large castellated mansion with a tall tower and dates from the 1860s with no older origins. The mansion was held by the Ramsays and is now apparently derelict. The story goes that the Ramsays were cursed by an old woman after they had had the local crofters forcibly emigrated to
the... it's jolly nice of you. Hello, dead soldier. Seen plenty of those in my time.
Sorry about that, folks. That was dirt.
It's jolly nice of you. Hello, dead soldier. Seen plenty of those in my time.
That's Derp hitting the hitting the buttons with his stupid padded feet. Come on down. Come on, I'm sounding like Leslie Crowther now. Come on down. Come on. You have stopped the show dead in its tracks, as always. Come on. I know you want some din-din. Right. Can I read the rest of the ghost stories, please? Right. Kildalton Castle. Kildalton Castle is a large castellated mansion with a tall tower and dates from the 1860s with no older origins. The mansion was held by the Ramsays. The mansion was held by the Ramsays and is now apparently derelict. The story goes that the Ramsays were cursed by an old woman after they had the local crofters forcibly emigrated to the Americas. John Ramsay and his wife are said to have died soon afterwards. The state was soon bankrupted. The castle is said to be haunted, and there is a report of an apparition seen in the grounds. I think you're going to have to work a bit harder than that. That's weak. That's weak sauce, as my American friends would say. Anyway, there we go. Derp settled himself down. Cheers, me beers. Slange. Oh, if you're watching, hit the like button. I know we've got a couple of people watching tonight, so hit that like button. Go on, you know you want to. Oh, lovely. Killiecrankie. Oh, goodness me, that brings back so many really gross stories about the Crankies. I don't even want to go there, but yeah, they're quite grim. Killiecrankie. On the 27th of July, 1689, the Jacobites, led by John Graham of Claverhouse, Viscount Dundee, defeated a government army and were victorious at the Battle of Killiecrankie. Claverhouse, however, was mortally wounded at the battle, and the Jacobites disbanded after failing to capture Dunkeld. At Killiecrankie is the Soldiers' Leap. At Killiecrankie is the Soldiers' Leap, where one government soldier escaped from Jacobite forces by jumping across the River Garry. An exhibition in the visitor centre features the battle with models and maps, and there are also displays on natural history. Right up my street, that is. There are many reports of manifestations at the battle site, including a red glow that covers the area on the anniversary of the battle. Others claim to have had visions of the battle or its aftermath. Dundee himself is said to have had a visitation of a blooded man, gore dripping from his head on the night before the battle. The apparition apparently said, "Remember Brown of Priest Hill." Brown of Priest Hill was executed by Dundee in 1685 because he was a Covenanter who refused to acknowledge the authority of James VII. This was taken afterwards to be a warning of Dundee's impending death. Dundee's apparition itself is said to have appeared at Lord Balcarres at Edinburgh Castle about the time he died. Incidentally, Dundee was said by his Covenanter enemies to be a warlock and therefore could only be killed by using silver. Their assertion was that he had been killed by a silver bullet or by a musket ball hitting one of the silver buttons on his tunic and forcing itself into his flesh. National Trust for Scotland site open all year. Visitor Centre open April to November daily. Telephone number, website. What a brilliant story. What are we up to? I'm trying to see where we're up to at the moment. 56 minutes. Probably another deux or trois. I think that'll be it. I know we have to run it by how much beer is left, and we've got that much beer. So I think it's going to be a free bumper tonight, folks. Yep. Kilmany, just to the north and west of Kilmany village, is Gould's Den, a Reform MP meeting. Let's not go there. Kilmany, just to the north and west of Kilmany village, is Gould's Den, a picturesque ravine which has been planted with trees and from where there are fine views. The area is said to be haunted by one or more white ladies, as well as by other apparitions. It is not clear, however, how far back the use of ghoul is, as in a book of the late 19th century, the word is spelt goals, Goales. Oh, the beer burps again. No, nothing more to add to that. So what are we up to? 58 minutes. Do you know what? If this, we are going to try and do several more stories, and we'll clear another couple of pages. So cheers, me beers. Oh, slange. It is going to be a free bumper tonight, Derps. This is your fault. But if it's a three bumper, got the beer hiccups, I might be guaranteed a decent sleep. So Kilmarnock House, situated on what is now a car park. Kilmarnock House was an old townhouse dating from 1650 and was owned by the Boyd Earls of Kilmarnock, who had their main castle further north at Dean. The Boyds were made Earls of Kilmarnock in 1661, but in 1746, William, the fourth Earl, was beheaded in London after fighting for the Jacobites at the Battle of Culloden. His property and titles were forfeit. There is a strange story regarding a premonition of his death at Dean. See that entry. During his trial in London, his wife, Anne Livingstone, from a staunchly Jacobite family herself, stayed at Kilmarnock House, walking in the garden and waiting for news. These gardens are now Howard Park, and a tree-lined avenue is known as Ladies' Walk. Anne herself died the year after her husband, at the age of 38, and it is reported that her ghost has been witnessed in the park. Kilmarnock House was long occupied, although by 1909 it was being used as an industrial school. In 1935 it was finally demolished, and the site is occupied by a car park. Really? I think we'll do three more, trois more, and then that'll be it. We have bumped through the hour mark, so slange. Cheers, me beers. Kilmorey Castle. No, sorry, read that again. Kilmichael Country House Hotel. In the secluded Glen Cloy, Kilmichael House is a small symmetrical mansion dating from the 18th century, and the house stands on land given by Robert the Bruce in 1307 to buy the MacLeods, to buy the MacLewis or McCluey family. I think that's a typo there, anyway. And the house stands on land given by Robert the Bruce in 1307 to the MacLewis or McCluey family. I don't think we need the word, don't think we need by there anyway. Their descendants, the Fullertons, were in possession by the middle of the 16th century, and they held the house into the 20th century. The building is now used as a luxurious 5-star hotel. The building is said to be haunted by a grey lady, and the bogle has reputedly been witnessed in what? The building is said to be haunted by a grey lady, and the bogle has reputedly been witnessed in some of the rooms. Hotel, telephone number, website address. Dutmore tonight. And then that'll be it. We're off downstairs to have some supper. Some supper and some Family Guy. I nearly forgot to say, in the magnificent United Federation of Planet Shot Glass, again, courtesy of friends Kirsten and Steve in the United States. Cheers, me beers. I've forgotten where we are now. Right, I see where we are now. Kilspindie Castle. Nothing remains of Kilspindie Castle, an ancient stronghold which was completely demolished in 1840. William Wallace and his mother are supposed to have taken refuge here, according to a poem by Blind Harry. Much later, the castle was a property of the Lindsays. There is a tale of a white lady haunting Kilspindie, as well as legends of a green serpent. Good Lord. Last for tonight. Cheers, me beers. Kimberley Hotel, Oban. On the site of an older house, the fine baronial mansion was built in 1885 by the Cowan family, who had been prisoners. Sorry, been a long day, folks. Kimberley Hotel, Oban. On the site of an older house, the fine baronial mansion was built in 1885 by the Cowan family, who had been pioneers in diamond mining. The name of the mansion comes from Kimberley in South Africa, and after use as a maternity hospital, the building is now a hotel. The hotel is said to be haunted by a grey lady, a friendly ghost, although there is no story as to her origin. Several sightings have been reported, including in recent times, as have disembodied voices. Hotel, telephone number, website. And that is going to be it for tonight, folks. We need some food and some rest. Cheers, me beers. Oh, delicious. Solange. Deliciouser. Right, I'm going to have to break it to his derpiness here that we have got to get up and go downstairs and essentially get supper ready, which I know sounds like a Genesis song, which it is. But yeah, we need to go downstairs. We need to go downstairs and get suppers ready. So fingers crossed, we will be back on Wednesday for Sunday Night Ghost Stories Extra on a Wednesday, middle of the working week as well. So until then, it behoves me to say thank you for watching. Why not? What else are you going to do on a Sunday night in the middle of March than watch a confused man from Dudley with holes in his head and his cat drink ghost stories and read alcohol? Well, I'll let you decide that. So until the next time, as ever, thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay out of trouble, and please don't have nightmares. Good night.